Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com. Accomplishment Coaching is proud to present the following fine programming. Accomplishment Coaching, where coaches lead and leaders coach. AccomplishmentCoaching.com.
Welcome to Leadership Insights Radio.
Thanks for listening in. I'm Wade Taylor, and we're in our final segment, so I want to kind of jump into my conversation with Catherine Sherlock, where we're attempting to, as her mission statement says, elevate the leadership conversation, take people to higher mindfulness for a richer quality of working and living. And I think we've done a good job of bringing some things to people's forefronts of their mind. If you go back in our first segment, we talked about why leadership can be broken. Second segment, we talked a little bit about stress and goal setting. And then in our last segment, we were talking about how you need to be focused broadly as well as focused precisely at different times, because there's different values to both of those. So again, I encourage you, if you missed any of those segments, to go back and check out those podcasts. In this segment, to wrap it up, I want to look a little bit towards the future in terms of the thought of innovation. And so, Catherine, I'm sure that you are helping your clients embrace innovation. You know, it's probably one of those things that there is a little bit of fear built around. But I'd also like you to talk about how you are embracing innovation and the new technology in your world. So take us where you want.
Thanks, Wade. I think the term innovation has become really overused. And every time, it's kind of like mindfulness has become overused. Everything now is mindful. And in the business world, everything is innovation, and it becomes meaningless. So real innovation is a lot more than just new ideas. It's learning to see what other people don't see, shifting the status quo, and really being able to create new futures. And when you think about it that way, there's only, that narrows the field of what innovation actually is. And when you look at the business world, you'll see there are certain leaders who have been able to do that and really, for example, completely change an industry.
Can you give us an example, just to really sharpen the point on that?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the, I guess, Apple, the iPod and things like that came out originally. When it originally came out, it was this idea of, people used to carry the big ghetto blasters around.
Yeah.
And then, there was this idea of being able to carry thousands of songs in your pocket. That was a very different creation.
Yeah, and it allowed us to embrace what we loved in a different way.
Yeah, and the thing was, nobody would have asked for that. Nobody would have exactly thought to ask for that iPod. And so Jobs had to go ahead and look at it and really create something that people didn't even know they were asking for. They didn't even know they wanted it, but he saw that they did. And that's a change. That changed an industry, right? There was nothing else like that.
Yeah, and how much of that comes from taking time to look at the basic, deeper, fundamental needs of humans?
Yeah, for sure. And taking that time out to reflect, that time out to play. I mean, on an organizational level, if you want to increase innovation, first of all, again, we're coming back to that decreasing emotional pressure, where you want to increase play, you want to increase purpose, so you want to increase autonomy. I mean, we know now from the science, we know from the research what increases motivation and self-motivation. And it's these pieces of play, purpose, and autonomy, and growth, and belongingness. And then you also want to be asking bigger questions, like the ones we were talking about at the top of the hour. Those kind of bigger questions. Every time you get to bigger questions, that stimulates you to think bigger. I think in the next little while, some of the real innovation is going to come around some of our social and environmental issues, around sustainability and other social issues. Will kind of open up those opportunities for innovation that
Yeah,
will be real game changers.
yeah, I love you bringing that up because one thing that you sparked me to recognize is, this technology can be overwhelming. There are times that we need to go low tech, and actually moving your company in a low tech direction can be innovative. Innovation doesn't always have to be more technology, more technology.
Yeah, actually, no, I mean, the technology is really good and important, but for you as a person, your innovation is going to come from creating more psychic space.
Right. We are
Because,
social creatures. And, I think
yeah.
that's something that's getting lost in the chase of technology as I sit here and run a business that is entirely all about technology. But I even recognize that.
Yeah, we have to get, if we want to really, we have to get out of overwhelm. And the other piece of that is really learning to use our whole brain because we have been educated in a very our Western education is very left brain. And when you talk about unlearning things, that's a piece we have to unlearn, is that whole left brain dominance. Learning to use our whole brain. Our subconscious is able to process information a lot faster, and it perceives things that the conscious brain does. So tapping into that gives us a lot of access to insight. But it's really a different language. The right brain speaks a very different language. It's very much more emotion, much more um, visual. So there's a lot of information that's coming to us that we don't even receive
Right.
because we are too left brain.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and so if you want to get a handle on your entire brain, again, I encourage you to check out Catherine's website, highermindfulness.com, and see all the things that she discusses. She's got blogs there as well as various great information. In our final couple of minutes, Catherine, I would like you to call out to those that you're wanting to work with. Tell us who it is that you see as a good fit for what you're doing, and then tell us a little bit or share with them the benefit that they will achieve by reaching out to you.
The people that I work with are leaders who are interested in more than the bottom line, who do want more in their lives, and the benefits are everything from feeling more empowered to feeling more connected to things like learning to think more clearly, learning to really tap into potential that you haven't tapped into otherwise be possibly I'm tripping over myself. Possibly because you need to unlearn things or you need a paradigm shift, or we all need paradigm shifts.
And, it's good to bring attention to the whole person like you're doing because, as I'm a business person or whatever, at times it's good for me to be hyper focused, right? And the fact that I can hyper focus on something to provide a solution is going to benefit my business. But there's limits to that. And especially as I scale a business, as I go from that entrepreneur, I'm going to need to bring in other employees. I'm going to need to not only delegate tasks, but decision making, as well as being concerned with stakeholders of vendors and other people like that. So again, Catherine, I appreciate you sharing with us your viewpoint about how we can be more whole as a person, and our growth in that is going to benefit us in every aspect of our lives. And you can learn more about Catherine at highermindfulness.com. I encourage you to go check that out. We'll be back next time with more great information here on Leadership's Insights Radio, powered by WSRadio.com. We are the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Kenja Dixon was crowned the #1 sales executive through hard work, deep thinking, and the revelation of universal talk laws. He now wants to share these lessons with you. Universal talk laws are what you need to know and use in business and at home to have successful and effective conversations. Kenja Dixon shares his wisdom, action plans, and wealth. Each book comes with a chance to win $10,000. Find Universal Talk Laws at kenjadixon.com. Hey, it's Wade Taylor of Reinvention Radio, and guess what? We're looking for guests just like you to feature on our show. Even better, 39 of our friends with super high-profile shows are looking for guests too, and we're all getting together this September for one reason: to meet you. That's right. The Reinvention Radio team and hosts of shows like The Conscious Millionaire and The Solopreneur Hour will be at the New Media Summit. At the New Media Summit, you're guaranteed to have private meetings with 40 icons of influence who you can pitch to appear on their shows and leave with bookings in hand. It's happening September 22nd through 24th in San Diego. Only 150 people get to attend so that everyone has time to connect with the hosts they want to meet. Less than 50 spots remain. Collectively, we reach over 1 million people monthly. We'll help you get the visibility you deserve. Reserve your ticket at newmediasummit.net.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.